Welcome to the Baker Meetup. I'm Matt Keddy, part of the marketing team at Moss Epoxies, and today we're going to deep dive into the episode Creating Valuable Content and discuss the three elements of social currency. Look, we all want to create engaging and compelling content. How many times have you just spent hours, creating, editing, revising? You write your draft for what your blog post is going to be or your caption, and you're really excited about it, everything's ready to go, and you hit that publish button and you get crickets. We've all been there before, and it's really nothing to get discouraged about. This episode is going to break down the elements of social currency, which is really just a fancy buzz term for valuable content, and then just teach you how to create compelling, interesting, and share-worthy, as well as noteworthy content that others are going to be intrigued and want to talk about. So without further ado, let's kick this off.
So this week in this episode, we are going to be talking about creating valuable content. So let's be honest. In general, people want to post things it's going to make them look good. I mean, that just happens everywhere. You want to go out of your house, you want to look good. You want to make sure that, you're presenting yourself well. And then, in general, people use money to purchase goods and products that they like. And we actually do this in social media by creating valuable content or social currency.
So what is social currency? In a nutshell, it's giving information that people can share, which makes them look good by adding value to others. Those people can then repost, repeat, or replicate it, making the information they share noteworthy. So for an example, if you read a blog post about epoxy resin exothermic reactions, and then 20 minutes later, someone on Instagram's like, hey man, my epoxy resin got really hot and it was bubbling in the cup, you could then explain to them what took place, why it happened, and how it could be prevented going forward. By the way, if you want a little tidbit of social currency, check out mossepoxies.com/troubleshooting and check out the blog post titled, Why is my epoxy resin hot and smoking?
But I can't help but notice so many people are in the comments talking about how awesome Haley's classes are.
Yes.
Talking about a one-on-one. So big shout out to Haley for apparently being thebomb.com.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even see them. I was just focused on what I was saying.
People all the time come to me and talk about your classes, and it's so amazing. And I know we all refer people to your classes because they're just so stinking informational.
The first element of social currency is inner remarkability. Haley's classes are a prime example of inner remarkability. Notice how Ronnie referred to them as bomb.com. Yeah, it just doesn't roll off my tongue with the same fluidity that it came from hers. But Kelly also mentioned how they come to her and talk about Haley's classes and how they all refer people to her courses. This is because the information in the class is worthy of remark, and the street cred associated with taking the class garners attention. Remarkable things can be defined as unusual, extraordinary, or worthy of notice or attention. Something can be remarkable because it's novel, surprising, extreme, or just plain interesting. Most importantly, it's worthy of remark. Remarkable things provide social currency because they make the people who talk about them seem, remarkable. When people share an extraordinary thing, they seem more extraordinary. The key to finding inner remarkability is to consider what makes something interesting, surprising, or novel, and then present it in a way that when someone talks about it or shares it, they have social currency. So for example, you take Haley's class and you learn how to lace resin, you learn about color palettes. There's a wide array of classes that she has. And when you walk out of the class, you go talk to somebody and you're like, yeah, man, I'll show you how to do that. I know how to do that. You have social currency because then people see you as a subject expert and they're like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. Let's party. Let's go make this. So that brings us to our next section.
We are going to move on to our next segment, which is our last segment. And this is about using social currency to leverage game mechanics. Now, does anyone even know what that means when I say leveraging game mechanics? Because I didn't know what
no
this
idea.
was until like a week ago. So this is kind of cool. Game mechanics By the way, I have a cheat sheet right here that I'm just going to read off of. But leveraging game mechanics. So game mechanics are basically the elements of a game that make them fun and compelling.
Leveraging game mechanics. We all genuinely care about what others are doing, but we also care about our performance compared to others. We care about the hierarchy, and for that reason, game mechanics generate social currency. They also boost word of mouth, and you can easily gamify your social feed by offering a giveaway, a contest, or a poll, and encourage people to share it. If they find it compelling or noteworthy, they'll participate. Depending on the call to action, you can get them to share, repost, and invite others to take part. So for example, the Maker Meetup does a $200 giveaway almost on every episode, and that's gamification of the feed. So you tune in, you watch, and then at the end, we're like, hey, thanks for hanging around. Here's $200 to this person. You could go spend on Moss Epoxies. So we gamify the live stream, and that encourages people to show up, hang out, interact, and it's just one other thing that makes it more compelling and interesting to be tuned in.
But the Maker Spotlight that we do is a fun way to get everyone involved in the community. And then it's also hopefully for you guys, an honor to be featured. And then every time, I don't think we've ever had someone get featured that didn't then reshare it on their story that they were featured, or tell their friends and family, oh, I got a shout out on the show. It was so exciting. And that's just a fun way for us to give back. But it does fall under the category of game mechanics.
The final element of social currency is to make people feel like insiders. So scarcity and exclusivity boost word of mouth by making people feel like they're insiders. There's an episode of Parks and Recreation where the character Tom talks about a nightclub that he wants to open. That club is only open for 1 hour, 2 times a year, and the cover charge is $5,000. It's a pretty dramatic exaggeration of exclusivity, but finding a way to make your followers or customers feel special or unique makes them feel they have something not everyone else has. Because of that, they'll not only engage with you more, but they'll also tell others about you.
Gosh, I love that. And you know what? Those things, it makes it fun for the person posting them, and it makes it fun again for the viewers who are interacting with them. So what kind of things do you do? Everyone who's watching right now, what kind of gamification things do you do in your social media that you enjoy? And also, I kind of want to go around the circle right here, this half circle right there. And what are kind of things that you enjoy doing?
Ani, you want to start us off?
Well, I'm going to talk about the Maker Meetup because we started doing something really awesome this season. I think maybe we did it once or twice last season, but we're doing it now often. After the show, we throw up these little quizzes on our Instagram stories, and it's stuff that people can copy, screenshot, and you answer little questions and you put little GIFs on them, and you tag your favorite artist. And when you tag your favorite artist, they share it, and then that person is going to reshare that, and then they'll come and copy the first initial screen and reshare the whole quiz, and it's just this whole sharing situation. And the whole thing comes up that it's from the Maker Meetup. So everybody will come and see the Maker Meetup, right? And it works the same way with other people. There's always these trends, let's say maybe a feature Friday. I've seen people do, what's her name? Jane Design. She does this all the time. Every single Friday, she does feature artists. And, she throws up a bunch of artists that she gets inspired by. And guess what's going to happen? These people are going to share that she's sharing them, right? So all those people are going to see her account. So it's this sharing of pages and having each other's following see each other.
So to tie everything back in, the 3 elements of valuable content are 1, find inner remarkability, 2, leverage game mechanics, and 3, make people feel like they're insiders. There you go. There's a crash course on social currency. We'd love to hear more about your experiences, and if you have any comments or suggestions, let us know. Till next week, peace out.